I am so glad you're here. I love a tender, buttery, melt in your mouth shortbread. And if you step outside of that traditional a little bit and stir in a few of my favorites, pistachios, dried cranberries, and some orange zest, it just brightens the flavor. They are so, so yummy. It's a winner of a recipe. Speaking of which, it's in the description below. If you want to print that out and follow along, let's go. Okay, so we have some prep work to do. I have one beautiful orange here. I have one bowl where I've already pre-measured 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. That's 140 grams. We are going to zest one orange right into this sugar. And I'll show you a way that we can just elevate the orange flavor in our bake by simply zesting and then using the granulated sugar as an abrasive and just working that flavor into the sugar. So we're gonna go ahead and zest. If you don't have a zester, I would encourage you to pick up one of these. It's really, really nice. I love it. It has really sharp blades and it just glides across the fruit, whether you're doing lemons or oranges. I've used this on little key limes. It worked great. And I would definitely encourage you to pick one of these up if you don't have one. Just want to show you, you want to work your way the whole way around the orange and you want to avoid going any further. This really does a nice job of just grazing right across the top of that nice shiny zest, and that's all you want to get. This, if you get into that, it's bitter. So we're just going to keep working our way around. Once you get your zest done, you just want to dump it right into your sugar. That's so pretty. So you want to work this zest into the sugar. You'll see very quickly the sugar starts to change colors. It'll begin to become damp, and it's just extracting all the wonderful flavors from that zest right into the sugar. And really this is just brightening the flavor. It's a nice way to add extra orange flavor into our shortbread. And if you just add the zest into the flour, you don't get that flavor. Like if you could smell this, you'd be just in awe. It smells absolutely beautiful already. Those oils and the fragrance is coming out. You just do this for 2 or 3 minutes. And once you feel like it's nice and damp and all incorporated, then we will move on to the next step. So this is really nice. It's damp, it's pale orange in color, and it smells amazing. So I'm going to put this over here, and we are going to juice our orange. You always want to zest first, and then we're going to juice. All we really need is 1 tablespoon of juice, which is 15 milliliters. So probably 1/2 of this will do. So we want to strain this. This will help just eliminate any pulp, seeds, anything like that gets through. And then we'll pour it into our measuring cup here. 2 tablespoons of pretty orange juice. So next we want to roughly chop 3/4 of a cup. I'm using salted pistachios. That's 110 grams. So we now have 3/4 of a cup of nicely chopped pistachios. And again, I'm using salted. You don't have to do that, but I like the contrast, like the sweet tang of the cranberries and then the salt and then the brightness of the orange. They all just play so nicely together. So I use salted, but you can actually use unsalted if that's what you want. Now we're going to roughly chop some cranberries. So these are dried cranberries. Again, 3/4 of a cup. It's 110 grams. And if you're wondering if you could use fresh, I would say no, because they would have some moisture in them, and we don't want that kind of moisture coming out into a shortbread. So chop these up. Same way, just kind of roughly chop them. As we're making this into a slice and bake cookie, and you don't want to be slicing into big chunks like that. So just give this a nice chop. So now we have our nice chopped bowl of cranberries. Again, that's 3/4 of a cup, 110 grams. Put this aside. And now you want to grab a mixing bowl and mixer, or I'm going to use a stand mixer. So now we want to add 1 cup of room temperature, really soft, warm, but not melted butter into your mixing bowl. That's 226 grams. I'm using Kerrygold, which is a European butter, and it has more fat content. Since we're making a shortbread, there's not that many ingredients. It's kind of nice to use a higher quality, more cream in the butter. So that's why I'm using that. And then we're going to add our zested sugar in there. So we're going to go ahead and mix this for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're not whipping it. We're not trying to get it light and fluffy and incorporate a lot of air in it, but we do want to make sure that it's creamed and smooth. So I'm going to just put it on stir. If you're hand mixing, you want to just put it on low. So I let this mix for about 4 minutes now. I'm trying to get the sugar to dissolve so it's not grainy. And also this gives another advantage of the mixer, just actually pressing more of those flavors out of the orange zest as it's mixing around in there. It smells really, really nice right now. I'm going to turn this down on low. And I'm going to add our 2 tablespoons of orange juice in. Again, that's 15 milliliters. And we are adding 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract in, and that is 2.5 milliliters. Okay, this is nice and really silky and smooth, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this off for a moment. And we're going to add our flour and salt. So we're putting in just a medium-sized bowl, 2 1/3 cups of flour. That's 292 grams. So I'm done with the scale. I'm just going to put that aside. And then we're adding in 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which is 1.5 grams. I'm going to put this in with our butter. There's no easy way to do this. I don't know about you, but I spill every time. Again, low speed so that the flour doesn't fly all over the place, and we just want to stir it until it is incorporated. Low on your hand mixer. We're watching for the dough just to come together. That's about all the longer it takes. That wasn't even a minute. And then we'll stir the nuts and the cranberries in. I'm going to scrape the bowl down just to make sure everything is off the sides. It looks like it's mixed really well. I see all those little bits of orange zest in there. Yum. Now we're going to add our pistachios in. Give that a stir. Add the cranberries in. Okay, so once you have the cranberries and the pistachios nicely incorporated and you feel like it's just an even distribution in there in the dough, turn this dough out onto a lightly floured surface. I'm using a pastry mat. Just makes it easier for cleanup. Use your countertop. Lightly flour it. Just want to turn the dough out onto that surface. This dough is delightful. It smells so yummy. There's all that good stuff in it. It is slightly sticky, which is why we're going to freeze it before we work with it. But look how pretty it looks. I'm just getting it into one shape here so that I can evenly divide it. I'm using a bench scraper. I'm just cutting it in half. And then you can use parchment paper, plastic wrap. I'm actually using wax paper. It just sticks less. And what you want to do is roll this into about a 2.5-inch log which is 6.5 centimeters. And this is approximate. I mean, if you decide you want to make your cookies larger or smaller, just change your roll accordingly. When we cut them, this is the circumference of your cookie at this point. So if you want them smaller, then roll it smaller. And if you want them larger, you can roll this larger. That's about where I'm going to stop. I'm rolling it right onto the wax paper. Then you just wrap it up. Kind of tuck the ends under. And you want to do that with this piece as well. We're going to put them in the freezer for about 30 minutes, or you can always refrigerate for like 3 to 4 hours. I'm doing a rapid, like I want it to get colder faster so we can finish. So these will be in the freezer for about 30 minutes. So our dough is out of the freezer. I have one, the other one is still in the freezer, and we'll just work with one here at a time. Turn the oven on to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius. So you just want to unwrap it. And you need a really nice sharp knife. And we're going to cut these, I'm going to say like about a 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter. I don't think you want it much thicker than that, so about like that. And you just want to work your way across. It should just slice very nicely for you. And I have to actually just stop 1 second and show you how amazing and how pretty that is on the inside. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm just going to keep going. You just want to slice the whole way down. Then you want to place them on the cookie sheet. I have this covered with parchment paper, and you want to put them on about 1 inch apart. Then we're going to put them in the oven. It's almost preheated, and we'll bake them for 10 to 15 minutes or until the edges just start to get brown. Like, this is shortbread, so it's not supposed to be golden brown all over, but you do want to see a little bit of brown around the edges. Oh, they look so nice. They smell so good. Gorgeous. This bake was a success. Yay! So these baked 14 minutes, just so you know, and I'm just waiting for them to cool now. So we did it. This made 32 cookies, and they're a nice size, and they're beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and taste one. I've been waiting to do this for a long time. They smell so good. This shortbread just melts in your mouth. There's the salt and the nut in there, the tang and the sweetness of the cranberry, and there's this light hint of orange. This is done to perfection. I love them. If you make these, they're going to be one of your favorites, and they are a perfect companion for a cup of coffee, a hot cup of tea, or even a glass of milk. I hope you get the chance to make them. Thanks for sticking with me. These are unique and very amazing shortbreads. I think you would also like my Polish kolaczki cookies. Check that out. We can go over there right now. Just click. See you soon.